Number 4, Red Book, has come through to close off this afternoon's jackpot. Of course, the scratching comes in. Number 7, Shadows in the Sun, if you included that. So 7 and 4 from the Gavin van Zyl stable. But she's come through to win well. Well done to Mrs. Oppenheimer and, of course, Maris Fontaine Stud with his daughter of Strike Smartly. And she's coming to win a nice race here. Garrett, trying the distance.
Yes, Dees. You know, being by a Strike Smartly out of a Fortwood mare, she's done it hard. In a previous race, she went to the front. I didn't have too many stamina concerns. And she won a good race. Brandon rode her well, gave her a chance, and it was nice for us that there was a horse that took up the running and gave us a lead. And yeah, well done to Brandon, well done to my dad and to the team.
She was better off at the weights with the favorite, I think 2 kgs or so, so it worked out well for you guys.
That's just a matter of maths, and if you consider that also last time we went to the front, we did a little bit hard, and it was a game run down a long straight at Clearwood. So yeah, all that considered, no surprise to me to be the favorite.
Before you leave us, your dad's back from Cape Town, the horses arrived back at Summerveld?
Yes, Dees. My dad's back. Bulsari's in Summerveld, Sumdog Millionaires in Turfentine, and you'll be pushing on from there. We'd like to offer a word of congratulations to Mrs. Oppenheimer and the team and wish them well for a very special horse that's running in the 3rd race at Turfentine, and we had the privilege of being a part of its preparation, and it's great to see it making it to the race course at 4 years old to have his debut.
Well, what's his name, Garrett, for the boys that are listening?
That's Open Verdict, Dees.
Open Verdict. Is he running in Turfentine today?
He is, Dees.
Well, let's talk about him, because, I mean, I remember him as a young horse, and you guys had fantastic hopes for him, and I didn't have a look at Turfentine's card, I must admit, but you guys must fancy him strongly. He's promised a lot as a young horse.
Well, Dees, I can't fancy him all that strong, because I don't know where he is in his preparation, but you know, he's a special horse, and we just hope that all goes well for Mrs. Oppenheimer and the team, and it's a good job to have him at the races at this point.
Garrett, we'll be holding thumbs, because I remember that horse. He was one of your better juveniles, wasn't he?
He's a special horse.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Lovely. Come to Brandon. You before we touch on this win, I mean, you must know a bit about Open Verdict. I remember him from a young horse. He looks special.
I don't think I actually rode him. I think I was after his time. I think he had left already to go to Mr. Ferraris. But Raymond did tell me at the beginning of my venture with Gav and his team that he's a smart horse and he hopes I can ride him. So obviously, hope all goes well for Mrs. Oppenheimer and Guy Murdoch and her whole team.
Take us through the race here. You mentioned earlier on that you weren't concerned about the distance, which was spot on.
Yeah, the distance proved to be spot on, Eddie's, and she had a lovely run. We popped out good and we're second on the paint. And the front all seemed to be getting away, but if you study the book, it looked a little bit out of the weight, so I knew it to come back to me, but it took a bit of time to come back to me. But at the end of the day, Philly won a good race. She got there and she shrugged them all off.
Well done. Nice day today at the office. 2 winners.
Lovely day. I got to keep up with my father-in-law. He had 2 winners today. Now we've had 2 winners keeping in the family. Well done to him. Well done to Gav. Obviously, Garrett's been preparing this filly for this race while his father was in Cape Town, and well done to Mrs. O.
Well played.
Dees, while I'm on here, I'd just like to dedicate this to our mates. I think from all the jockeys in the jockey room, Cedric. Hope you get well.
Thanks for that, Brandon. Yep, we know that Cedric was involved in an accident, the visiting jockey, and he's in hospital, and let's hope that he has a speedy recovery. And number 4, Red Brook, has come to win race number 8, and if you got the provisional result, 4, 2, 3, and 1. And nice comments from Garrett there, because this evening is night racing at Turfentine, and I didn't have a look at the card, as I mentioned. I just had a look at the race where Royal Zulu Warrior is running in the Tommy Hotspur. But take note of a horse that's making his debut today, Open Verdict. Know a lot about him when he's arrived at the Van Zyl stable, and he's coming through as a 4-year-old. They had high hopes for him. Let's see how he goes this evening at Turfentine.